Hey guys, it's your friendly neighbor Dingo, and today I've got a couple of videos that you guys have sent me where we see the typical left-wing female voter base essentially act against their own interests in Europe. So we're going to start off with Ireland, where this gentleman is trying to get people to sign a petition that might potentially stop the building of a mosque. So in Ireland, there is significant levels of immigration at the moment, and they are also extremely pro-Palestine. I mean, who's surprised there, right? But let's see what these ladies had to say when asked the question.
Would you sign a petition to stop a mosque in Letterkenny?
No, absolutely not.
No.
I would encourage a mosque.
Why
in
not?
Letterkenny. No.
Do you think Ireland should stay Christian?
No. You do, your own belief is your own right. How dare you interfere with somebody else?
But Ireland is a Christian country built on Christian foundations.
Culture is hating other people. You're not a Christian.
But for example, look, can I just argue here for a second? In the likes of Somalia, child marriage is allowed. Female genital mutilation. Racism alive as well. I don't give a hoot what you call me. In front of one of the world's most impressive cathedrals, St. Eunan's Cathedral.
I don't know why anyone would say they would encourage a mosque. She almost acts like there's someone taking a tally of how many virtue signaling points she earns daily. And that's why she has to say all these weird things in public. Why would you encourage a mosque? And it is clear this person is not religious at all because of what she said. She said Christianity is a very hateful religion. Except this is weird because she is living in a country that has a Christian heritage. And you are able to practice whatever religion you want. It is secular. You are able to openly say that Christianity is whatever you think it is, and nothing happens to you. Maybe an odd Christian here or there might disagree with you, but that's about it. Nothing happens to you. But do the same in Saudi Arabia. Do the same in Iraq, Iran, Yemen, Pakistan. What happens to you? What happens to you if you say it in Turkey? What happens to you if you say it in any of those Gulf states, which essentially an attacking vape shop's owner of what a country should look like? Say Islam is a hateful religion in any of those countries. Or say that a church should be built in one of those countries and see how far you go. That is the difference. That is the irony that they don't understand. They talk about how bad Christianity is, and yet it is the only religion that has allowed them to say anything like that. It is the only heritage, really. All these Western countries that have a Christian heritage, they are able to become secular and invite all these other religions that don't believe in the same thing. I feel also very strongly that people like this, or old ladies like this who then go ahead and vote for left-wing parties and Islamist parties, they've never really met a Muslim before. Genuinely. I mean, it's not even hyperbole from my end here. Just speak to a Muslim, learn about what their beliefs are, or just order a Quran off Amazon and read what it says. Soon enough, you will end up with verses that talk about how you should treat Christians and Jews and non-Muslims and their end of times beliefs. Read up the hadiths. You can do these things before you spout bullshit about, oh, you know what? Yeah, I actually think there should be a mosque here and people deserve to practice whatever they want. Actually, do they? Would you say this for any ideology that is openly so hateful of women, homosexuals, non-Muslims, Jews, Christians? If I replaced Islam with, say, Nazism and said, okay, the Nazis used to hate all these people, this woman and people like her would immediately go, oh yeah, that's really bad. We should probably not have a Third Reich building near this cathedral. But switch it around, suddenly, oh God, we've got to defend these people and their right to build a mosque. Now, quick note before we move on, please remember to give the video a like and hit subscribe. This channel is almost entirely fan supported, so if you want to support the work and the mission behind it, consider joining Patreon. That's what keeps the channel alive and gives you early access. It's completely ad-free on longer and uncensored videos, written articles, and member-only chats. It's the same here in Germany. These women, they are asked about whether they feel safe walking around at night and see their reaction.
Sie zu den Spritpreisen?
Sind teuer.
Fühlt ihr euch sicher nachts allein auf der Straße hier in Bielefeld?
Wir kommen nicht aus Bielefeld, aber bestimmt nicht.
Wieso nicht?
Erstmal, ich habe im Dunkeln Angst. Ja. Ist egal. Ja. Warum sollte man Angst haben auf den Straßen?
Und Sie?
Frage. Ja, ich würde jetzt auch nicht hier so rumlaufen. Ich hätte Angst, dass ich irgendwie so abgestochen werde.
Brauchen wir Remigration?
Oh, das ist jetzt mir zu privat.
Die Frage lautet einfach, ob Gewalttäter abgeschoben werden sollen.
Wir sind gegen Gewalt, ganz klar.
Ja, ich auch. Ich bin auch gegen Gewalt, ganz klar. 100%.
Okay. Bist du gegen... wie hieß das?
Ich bin für Remigration, für die Rückführung von den Leuten, die hier nicht hingehören, weil sie hier illegal sind.
Wie illegal?
Wir haben fast 1 Million illegale Leute, die illegal hier sind, die keinen Status haben.
Was ist denn daran so schlimm?
Dass ihr nicht mehr nachts alleine auf die Straße gehen
Dann
könnt.
bleibe ich halt zu Hause.
Und das findest du gut, oder was? Das ist die
Ich will
Lösung?
nicht alleine raus. Ich bin jetzt auch nicht allein.
See, the thing is, these ladies, they do know what the real answer is. They're just too afraid to say it. It's the longhouse effect. They feel like if they say it, then their friends, everybody else, they have that social pressure to conform to the progressive leftist mindset. This is genuinely what happens and the reason why so many women lean left these days. But it is very dangerous, isn't it, when you think like that? You think you're being empathetic, you think you're being anti-racist or whatever it is that you think you are, and at the same time you're inviting people, predators essentially, from some of the worst places in the world that are known to treat women so badly. You're inviting them by the tens of thousands, and in Germany's case, hundreds of thousands, if not millions. You're resettling them near areas where working class people live, where there are a ton of young women. And governments are saying, you know what, this is all fine. You live with it. And these girls clearly, they see the issue here. They go out at night, they don't feel safe, that there are so many of these people around. In fact, a lot of these women, they don't even go out to bars and clubs in these countries anymore because those people are actively looking for women to take advantage of. They are genuine predators. And these women, they all know this. And yet they're too afraid of that social pressure. They're too afraid of coming across as racist for saying it like it is. Germany has released the data around who are the predators in the country, and overwhelmingly they are from places like Algeria and Afghanistan and Pakistan. So you have got to ask the question, how many more women, how many more girls are an acceptable amount of collateral before you are able to call out the issue for what it is? How many more women need to suffer? How many more grooming gang issues need to happen before these women and these left-leaning people can come out and say, you know what, this is actually pretty bad. Something needs to be done about it, including remigration, including changing our border policies, including saying, hey, you know what, maybe these are pretty bad people coming in and maybe we should not let them in. Because at the end of the day, what these women are doing is essentially accelerating their own demise. They're accelerating the chances of something really bad happening. And I do wonder if these young women, when they have children, whether their minds do change. When they see everything around them and they're like, wait a minute, is this really the type of world I would want to expose my daughters to, where they do not feel safe at all? And it's not just them. I know I am reacting to a React video, but this is one of the most famous left-wing streamers in the world, and under the span of essentially like a minute, you'll see him go from believe women, a lot of women suffer, this sort of culture of abuse, to when the perpetrator is a Muslim. See how immediately his mind changes.
Almost every female friend I have has been the recipient of sexual assault or violence or rape or whatever at some point in their lives. Seriously, it's such a common thing. I think 1 in 4 is probably understating it significantly. I wouldn't be surprised if the rate for sexual assault on women over one's lifetime was as high as 1 in 3 or 1 in 2. We just don't know because nobody fucking reports, because reports aren't taken seriously. That's what Me Too is about.
You're like, I don't think things are on the same level, but things impact you in like bizarre ways. But yeah, like because the perpetrator wasn't white, and because he was like, part of like a certain religion.
Are we being real?
And the police were basically just like, we can't because of cultural differences, which I don't feel like is such a good.
What? Bullshit. Are you fucking kidding me? Did she turn her fucking rape confession into how the rape refugees fucking Ahmed Muhammad raped her and the police were like, oh, we can't persecute brown people? Bullshit.
Yeah, actually, his attitude is why the grooming gang scandal happened. That is literally what happened. What he said was bullshit is quite literally what happened. The police and government institutions, they just refused to investigate tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. I've heard the actual number could be close to 500,000 women who were impacted by the grooming gangs. They were not investigated because governments saw who the perpetrators were, what their religion was, and they saw a pattern. They saw the clusters and they realized, wait a minute, all these crimes are being committed by families and gangs of almost entirely Pakistanis, and Pakistani Muslims, that is. And they were so scared of offending, they were like, we're just going to cover this up. We're just not going to talk about it. And when it happens, you're denying that even occurs because you're doing it for no other reason other than to virtue signal and to signal that you are not a racist. Obviously, Islam doesn't have anything to do with race regardless, but that is exactly how these people think. And it's such a childish way of thinking. And I feel like if you extrapolate this to government institutions, you're like, wait a minute, these people have a duty of care to their own citizens, especially the vulnerable young women in their communities. And yet, like I said before, they are so quick to disregard them. And I have to ask again, what is the acceptable number here? What is the acceptable number of victims before these people are able to come out and say, wait a minute, this is pretty bad. We should probably do something about it. It's no longer about racism or Islamophobia or whatever it is. There are patterns and we need something to change. And until that happens, this will keep happening. There will be more victims and nothing will change. In fact, it will get worse as more people like this are invited in and they don't assimilate. I showed you a video a couple of days ago where the Australian immigration minister came out and said, you know what, we're not even wanting assimilation anymore. And if he's saying it, all these other countries and they're left, they probably are thinking it, and that's probably their goal as well. We are essentially saying to these pests from places like Afghanistan and Iraq and whatever, who are known to be predators, who are more likely to be predators than other nationalities, we are saying to them, don't even assimilate. Do not assimilate into a culture that treats women respectfully, that treats women equally, that grants women safety in public spaces. We're saying, you know what, that's no longer important. What is important is for others to see that I am so anti-racist, that I like Muslims. Like that Irish woman said, I want to be seen as the person who supports the mosque here. And I will call your religion really hateful. And I will do no research of my own about the religion that I am defending because, you know what, I don't want to come across as racist or Islamophobic or whatever the fuck these people believe. Look guys, that's all I had for today. If you like that video, please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment your thoughts down below. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the song that's coming up, and I'll see you next time.
In the neon haze of a broken dawn, steel towers hum, but the wild runs on. A shadow moves through the circus.